Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all about gentle skincare and sometimes self-care. So if that's your vibe, please consider hitting subscribe. And today I'm coming at you with another 3 months worth of skincare empties, what I like to call epic empties. So if you're so ready to find out all the skincare that I used up to the last drop, give the video a big thumbs up and let's jump right in. I've got lots of products to share. So first up is the Neutrogena Stubborn Texture Daily Cleanser. Now this is a chemical exfoliating cleanser. It uses salicylic acid. There's also glycolic acid and PHA. Now, you know I'm not huge on chemical exfoliation. I have sensitive skin and I'm on tretinoin, so it's not like a huge area of my skincare routine. Although I will admit, I am a fan of an occasional chemical exfoliating cleanser because it seems to be just that little hit of exfoliation that my sensitive but congestion prone skin needs without being a super harsh format like a leave-on chemical exfoliant. I did use on my face a few times, but honestly, this was shower side for me, and I use this so much on my chest and on my back. And especially as the temperatures have been going up and like more short sleeves and like lower necklines and stuff, I've been putting sunscreen on, and I just really seem to get congested, especially on my chest with like sweat and sunscreen. And I do get, you know, some breakouts on my back too. So I do like a little exfoliation, and this is great because it's got like everything you need. We've got BHA with the salicylic acid, we've got AHA with the glycolic, a little bit of PHA which gives us some more of that AHA benefit. This actually has been keeping my body skin really clear. Next up is the Selfless by Hyram Centella and Green Tea Cleanser. And you know, when this collaboration between Hyram and the Ink Helist came out, it was kind of like a big thing, right? I actually did a video, I reviewed some of the products that I received and gave my thoughts on the line at the time. You can check that one out if you want to. And if you remember, this was actually one of the products that I really truly did enjoy. I felt like this was a very nice product from the line. Overall, I think it was like a solid debut, but I haven't really seen it do much since, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of the products just didn't really, they weren't like the perfect match for my skin. They felt a little bit more geared towards maybe slightly more oily skin types, but I did enjoy this cleanser. It's got kind of like a jelly texture to it. Feels really gentle on the skin, but a nice effective cleanse. There's not really much you can say about a cleanser. I've said lots about cleansers in the past. There's really not much you can say. I do think it's nice. I think it's a bit overpriced. I think it was about $20 for a cleanser. You can find cleansers that do this for much less, so I don't think it's, you know, great for people who are on a budget. I enjoyed using this bottle. I think it was a nice product. I think it was a solid line, but did it change my life? Yeah, not really. This is the Rovectin Skin Essentials Conditioning Cleanser, and you know I like this cleanser a lot. I've emptied a few bottles of it already. Here is another one, and this is a really nice, solid, basic, but affordable cleanser that comes in a nice pump bottle. I find this one, you know, when we're talking about the Hyram one and saying like, oh, there's not that much you can say about a great cleanser. No, this is a very straightforward, gentle, low pH, fragrance-free gel cleanser, but I feel like this is a slightly better value for money. I think you get a little bit more with this one, and the only trick with this, and I know that I've talked about this when I've emptied it in the past, is not to use a full pump, because the full pump of this bottle gives you way too much and you will run through the bottle way too quickly. Just do like a half a pump, and that way you will get like all the bang for the buck with this one. More cleansers for you. This is the Make Beauty Succulent Skin Wash. I love the name, Succulent Skin Wash. I did actually do sponsored content with this brand like 9-10 months ago. It was a really long time ago, but I did talk about this cleanser and I have emptied it, and I really did enjoy this a lot. Now this is again kind of one of those like more premium, like $20+ cleansers, although unlike the Hyram one or even the Rovectin one, which actually costs less, this gives you like a lot of cleanser. This is like 7 ounces. This lasted for a really good amount of time, so I feel like value to money, and I definitely think this is worth it. This is a nice gel cleanser, again very gentle on the skin. skin. If it wasn't gentle, honestly, it wouldn't be in an Empties video, or I would tell you like I used it up on my body or something. This does not strip my skin at all. And it does have like that succulent gel texture to it. It feels really nice and comforting on the skin. I have even more. This is the Bioderma Sensibio Cleansing Gel. I rave about this all the time, and I call this like the most basic gel out there, but that's exactly what like sensitive skin needs sometimes, and like that's what I go to for this. If my skin is feeling irritated, but like I don't want a moisturizing cleanser, I don't want a milk cleanser or like an oil type of cleanser, I want gel, I need a good clean, maybe I have makeup or lots of sunscreen on, but my skin's feeling a little irritated, I just reach for this because there's like nothing in here that could possibly like irritate your skin. It's just so gentle, but it gives you that effective gel cleanser experience that like my skin just really craves sometimes. Like I just don't always feel clean with a milk cleanser, so that's when I'm reaching for this one. Next up is the Roche-Posay Lipikar Wash AP Plus, and you know I'm a fan of this. I've raved about this a lot. It's really one of my top recommendations because kind of like I was saying with the Bioderma, sometimes my skin just really wants that gel cleanser experience, but it's irritated. Maybe it would do better with like a milk cleanser. This is both. This is like a milk cleanser meets a gel cleanser, and I love that because I get that kind of moisturizing, soothing effect. There's some shea butter in here and niacinamide, but then you also get that gel cleanser, like that effective but non-stripping clean sometimes that my skin is really craving. So this is like the best of both worlds for me. It's a giant pump bottle. You can also use this in the shower on your body. My body skin is dry. It can get itchy, so like this is really nice, adding a little bit of moisture to dry skin even in the shower. You know, I just emptied a ton of cleansers. I still have a bunch in back stock, so I'm not like running out and buying a bunch of new cleansers to replace these necessarily, but this is one of the cleansers I definitely do have a backup of all ready to go. So moving on to like toners and essences, surprisingly I don't have as many to show you because if you remember the last Epic Empties, I had a ton to show you, so not as many this time around, but I did empty the Jung Centella Relief Toner. I emptied this so fast because you knew like it was kind of like love at first use. I'd been raving about it all during the springtime, and then it was empty and it was out of my life. And it was a sad day, but honestly, this is kind of a smaller toner bottle. It's about 200 ml. I like to buy jumbo toners because I do run through them so fast. This lasted me like maybe a month with like twice a day use, maybe like 5 weeks, but it didn't last me very long because I'm very generous with my toner and I like to layer it up a couple of times. So I don't know if that I'm gonna repurchase this one right away, just because like speaking of value for money, right, like jumbo toners definitely give me more value for my money because of the way that I use toners, but I would not be opposed to getting this again. I really enjoyed this. Next up is good old Laneige Cream Skin Refiner, and this is something that I was using in the winter time, and then something that I also used in the early springtime to kind of help my skin transition from being really like winterized and very dry and just kind of slowly moving into the warmer, milder temperatures of spring. Now that it's full-blown summer, this has actually been empty for quite a while. I'm not using this product anymore. This is very seasonal specific for me at this point because this is so darn moisturizing, and my dry skin in the middle of winter really actually kind of craves this. It really just drinks this up, and it brings so much soothing, comforting moisture to dry skin. It just like, it's really special. There's nothing quite like it out there. I finally emptied the Cosrx Advanced Snail 96 Mucin Power Essence. I have had this forever. I will say I've occasionally used this. This will come into my routine for like a week or two, and then I'm looking at something else. I'm getting distracted and going over here. You know what I mean? So it's part of it's my fault because I wasn't staying super duper consistent with this. This is a product that I've used for almost a decade. You know what I mean? Like I'm so familiar with what this can do for my skin. I think this is such a great K-beauty product. Like if you're into K-beauty, I do think this is something that like you need to at least like test out. I think you need to at least try it once just to see what all the fuss is about. It may not be right for you, but like for me, I love that this hydrates my skin, it plumps it, it balances it out with non-greasy moisture, it makes my skin so bouncy, and there's just something really healing about that snail. I remember when I used this, like especially when this used to be like a real core part of my skincare routine and I would use this morning and night, this bottle still took me like over 6 months to empty. So yeah, it is kind of an accomplishment to empty it. I do have another similar Snail product like this open right now, but I'm gonna get a backup of this because like there's nothing else quite like it. I know it's hard to tell, but this is the Mediheal Baobab Soothing Moisture Serum, which you know I really love. I fell deeply in love with this like on my first use. I got interested in it from just the ingredients because it's ceramides, cholesterol, fatty acid based serum with lots of peptides and lots of like amino acids, like really great hydrating ingredients, tons of hyaluronic acid. So it definitely like piqued my interest just from the ingredients. But the first time I used it, I was like, wow, this is something special. I do have combination dehydrated skin, and so this really suits that dehydration because it's deeply hydrating. It's really one of those serums that gets in there and really replenishes your skin. There's a little bit of balancing moisture to this too, which is great for my combination skin, and it's actually really helpful for kind of hugging hydration into the skin. If you have dehydration, you definitely need that element that kind of helps keep the hydration in place. It really plumps your skin up too. Like it just feels like it fills your skin with so much hydration and balances it out and just really feels like it replenishes it. I think that's a great word for this serum. This is the Purito Derm HA3 serum, and this is another serum in that like hydrating category. I've actually had this for a while. It took me a little bit longer to empty this one, and the reason for that is this is a very straightforward hydrating serum that has hyaluronic acid in it, and it really is just focused on bringing hydration into the skin, and I think it does it super duper well. It's a hydrating light gel type of texture, which is a little bit of balance to it, but it feels very light on the skin. It's very like summer specific, and I think that's why I was able to finish the rest of this up in June, because it's just really perfect for hot weather. And I think if you live like in a very humid climate and you don't like heavy skincare, I actually think this the Derma HA line from Purito is for you because it's very light. This is the Buffet serum from The Ordinary, and I liked this product, but I don't think that I love this product. I'll possibly get it again in the future, but it's not like a must-have for me. So let me explain. This is a peptide-based serum. There's a couple of different peptides in here, including Matrixyl 3000. There's also some acetylhexapeptide 8, which is like that Botox peptide. There's some really great peptides in here, and I do think that this has like a nice effect on the skin. I definitely think that with continued use, you're going to get a little bit more of that kind of like lifted, firmer kind of skin. That's really what this is aiming for, and I do think that this achieves it. I just don't like the texture of this product. This is something that you've probably heard other people say before. It's just not really that elegant. It's a little bit sticky. It's kind of like a thicker gel that just, yeah, kind of dries sticky on the skin. It doesn't always feel great. And that's kind of how I feel about a lot of Ordinary products. It's like they really target the ingredients that you want on your skin, but because they are so focused on being affordable and accessible, which is something I can get behind, by the way. I'm not knocking them, for this at all. I just think that this is a drawback of this brand, is that they're so focused on the ingredients and keeping the price low that they're not really formulating in a way that's necessarily going to create that plumping, hydrating, bouncy skin type of texture. Do you know what I mean? They're not really thinking about the experience of the texture. They're just thinking about getting these ingredients into your skin. And I respect that. It's just something to know when you get into this brand. I think this was like $9 or something, or was it 14? I can't really remember because I think prices went up with inflation, but it's really affordable for the peptides that they're delivering into your skin. It's really affordable. I can kind of forgive that, but I've discovered other products that do it slightly better, which is a great lead up into the Buffet Plus Copper Peptide Serum from The Ordinary, because I do love this product and I will repurchase this one for sure. This is everything that Buffet has, plus the copper peptides in a much better format, like a much better texture. This actually, it's more of like a blue gel type of texture that just doesn't have the stickiness. It has a little bit more looseness, like quicker absorbability into the skin, and it just doesn't have that finish on top of the skin that I just really don't love in the regular Buffet serum. This is more expensive. It's like $25. That price might have gone up with inflation. I'm not exactly sure right now, but that's what about what I paid for this one, and I do think it's worth every penny because the results are so good and it's a great texture. I've used this full face and I really feel like it gives, like I was saying, like kind of more that lifted, firm skin. But I've also been experimenting with using this almost like an eye serum because that copper peptide, in addition to the other peptides in here, are actually pretty good at targeting fine lines. And I have, definitely have some fine lines underneath my eyes. So I've been using like copper peptide based skincare to kind of help to target that a little bit further than what just an eye cream can do. And I've noticed differences in the under eyes, definitely more like firm, more smooth. It's like less prone to looking kind of like, wrinkly or like fine lines. I've been really surprised. Just combining this with like a different eye cream has been doing some nice things. This is the NIOD Fractionated Eye Contour Concentrate, and this actually is a dedicated eye serum that has like different peptides and different complexes in it that are meant to target under eye concerns like dark under eye circles, loss of elasticity, fine lines, and wrinkles. This is really quite potent. It's very concentrated, it's tiny, and it's very expensive. This was actually gifted to me by NIOD, and I was so grateful to them because this is something that's been on my radar for years, really, but it just never really fit my skincare budget. And I really did enjoy testing it out, and I do feel like it was giving me very good results underneath my eye area. And I know that I've said that like I want to purchase this again, and I do, but like it just is not working out. Sometimes it's just like, you're like, I know I'm going to buy this one thing, and then like some other expense comes up or some other, it's just been like a couple of months like that, where it's just like, there's just not a lot to go towards the skincare budget. And I don't want to blow it all on one, tiny little like $80, $90 eye serum. Like, no, not really. If you're like me and you're on the fence about this price, do what I was telling you about before. Try the peptide serums just around your eyes first, because you might be able to achieve what you're thinking this is going to give you at a fraction of the cost. I have yet another The Ordinary product. You must be wondering if like this is like my new like low-key favorite brand. It seems like it is. I don't know. I guess I just had a lot of Ordinary products that I've been using lately and emptying all like at the same time. But it's definitely one of those skincare brands that like as of late I have been going towards a lot more, especially for affordable staples. And that's where the next product comes in, because this is the chia seed oil that I'm always raving about from The Ordinary. And this is like my affordable oil staple product. This is about $9. I have just found that the chia seed oil, it's that right type of texture for me, because it's not super duper thick. It's not like super dry skin oriented where it gets a little bit too rich for my skin. This is like a nice medium to slightly lighter, let's call it medium, because it's not as light as like squalane oil. More medium, fluidy type of oil with really good absorbability into the skin. It moisturizes my skin to the degree that I want it to. It's not heavy and overwhelming, but there's kind of that calming factor to it. There's kind of that skin strengthening factor to it that like just really does it for me. And this also seems to work really nicely in my hair as like a hair oil too, like a medium to light hair oil. Awesome, which is great for travel because it's like a 2-in-1 product for you, right? So I've just been going back to this over and over and over again. I have another bottle actually open right now, and I will probably continue to keep it on hand because at that price, like it just makes so much sense. This is the Beauty of Joseon Radiance Cleansing Balm, and OMG, this is so good. Wow. When I first started testing this out, I told you, I was like, this is the cleansing balm that made me love cleansing balms, because historically I'm not really into them. I don't really enjoy them. I'm more like into like the fluidy cleansing oils. But this definitely changed my mind, and it's really like this product. Like it hasn't like opened me up to a whole world of cleansing balms, not necessarily, it just opened me up to this one. This is so good. Wow. Okay. So like this really is a luxurious type of balm, because as soon as it hits your skin, it just melts down into this beautiful oil layer that just effortlessly melts off like makeup and sunscreen. And this is so stinking effective for waterproof mascara. It's not a filmy or like a waxy type of balm. Like it just cleans away like immediately. And I think that's the key. It's like it's so stinking effective. It feels more like a luxurious like oil balm cleanser than it feels like a wax balm cleanser. I don't like those waxy balms. This doesn't feel like that. This is just like, it just feels great. And it's empty, but I have backup. As soon as this was empty, I was like, I need this back in my life. I am missing this. This is special. This does something like that other products just don't do. I'm going to be traveling really soon, and like, this is what I'm taking with me. This is the Klairs Midnight Blue Calming Cream. I've had this for way too long. I actually just used this up on my body just to make sure that the cream was used up, not wasted. But I'm more than positive it was expired. And it was fine. It was fine on my body. This is probably my least favorite Cica cream, I have to tell you. I reviewed this many years ago, and I keep getting sent like tubs and tubes of it every so often. I'm like, oh great, I have more of this cream that's like okay, but not great. This was a really big hype product just a few years ago in the K-beauty community, and I really think it's just because it's a blue cream that looks really beautiful on Instagram. I know some people really love it, and it works so well for their skin. I'm not trying to knock that at all. It just wasn't like super duper effective for me. It's nice, but it's not great. It's like low-key calming, but not like high-key calming, if you know what I mean. And with sensitive skin, I need high-key calming, and this just isn't it. And this really, I just call it a Cica cream because that's really what it is. I mean, they're saying, oh, there's guasoline and there's all this other stuff in it. Yeah, absolutely. Those definitely help to soothe the skin, but Centella is doing the heavy lifting in here. The guasoline angle is just something that makes it stand out from other Cica creams in the market. So coincidentally, I do have empties of the two Cosrx sleeping masks, the propolis mask and the rice mask. And the propolis mask actually has been redesigned. The packaging is a little bit different, and the name has changed too, because this used to be called the Ultimate Moisturizing Honey Mask. That's what I have here. And you know what I used to always say about this? There's no freaking honey in it. It's all propolis. And that's something that you saw in marketing and K-beauty years ago. You really don't see it that much anymore. You might a little bit, but I think they realize that consumers are just becoming so savvy these days that you can't get away with calling propolis honey. I like this mask a lot. It's a nice kind of like occlusive gel type of texture that's not super duper sticky on the skin. It really kind of like helps to fight transepidermal water loss on the skin, and it gives like a nice little bit of a glow to the skin the next morning. Now, the rice mask, you know, I've had an up and down relationship with this because the very first time I used this years ago, not this too, but years ago, it actually kind of irritated my skin. But that's when my barrier was like all kinds of messed up, and I was not like super hip to that fact. You know what I mean? Like I didn't really know what was going on with my skin at the time. So I was like, this stung my skin. Even though I have warmed up to this, and I do think this is like really nice product. This is something that I recommend a lot because I like the effects of this. This isn't something that like always gets into my skincare rotation. It's just like I want it to be a little bit more rich, a little bit more creamy, a little bit more moisturizing. Do you know what I mean? It's a moisturizing cream texture, but I just feel like it could go the extra mile. And it just doesn't quite do that. But where it goes the extra mile with this is the brightening. I mean, like the propolis mask gives you a little bit of glow. This gives you a bright complexion really fast. Like if you like sleeping masks to give you an effect the next morning, this one will not disappoint you. This is the Paula's Choice Omega Plus Complex Moisturizer, and I don't really like this. I like the Omega Plus line. I like the formulation. I like the ingredients that they're using. I especially like the serum. I really like that product a lot. It's ceramides, cholesterol, and lots of fatty acids. That's where the Omega Plus comes in, because they're really focusing on the omega 3, 6, and 9 fatty acids that are so good for your skin's moisture barrier, really good for moisturizing the skin. It's a really great formulation. And in the serum, I love it so much. It's a great delivery method. The texture is great. I personally find this moisturizer to pill on my skin, which is odd because I don't usually go through a lot of pilling with skincare products. It happens, and it's hard to target it because sometimes it's like, is it the one individual product? Is it this individual product with the other stuff you put on your skin? Like, it's hard to pinpoint exactly what causes pilling, but it doesn't matter. Whatever I do, this is always pilling on my skin, and it's not worth like trying to figure out for me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like this is not so like world like rocking that like I'm gonna adjust everything else in my skincare routine, which I know works for my skin, just to accommodate this. Like, I'm not about that. The Inkey List Succinic Acid Acne Treatment. This is a really effective spot treatment that doesn't use drying forms of alcohol. It doesn't use any like fragrance or essential oils or like tea tree oil or anything like that. I find this to work really, really effectively for my skin. It's nice and gentle. It doesn't dry the area out, but it really exfoliates the area very effectively. And I just find like when I use this time and time again, it brings that pimple to a head, or it helps it to kind of like flatten back down. You know what I mean? This is very effective, and I hate the name of it because succinic acid is not an acne ingredient. You've heard this a lot, right? It's a very misleading name. It's just using good old salicylic acid, a little bit of sulfur, and that's absolutely fine with me because this works so effectively. The marketing's a little bit off, but all that being said, it works. The beauty of Joseon Rice and Probiotic Sunscreen. You know, I love, 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 love this. This is really like my go-to sunscreen. And I actually have been oddly having really hard time with chemical sunscreens over the spring and the early summer. I've had a few bad reactions to chemical sunscreens now, but you know what? This one, not a problem. Still not a problem. This is still suiting my skin so well. And I really think it comes down to this having only new generation chemical filters. It's a moisturizing, almost like lotiony cream type of sunscreen. No white cast, elegant texture, reapplies like a dream, suits my sensitive skin so well. The only thing is I wish that they would come out with like a sweat resistant or water resistant version. So I've got a backup of this, like don't doubt it. I've got a backup of this, but it's not the one that I'm reaching for in super duper hot weather when I know I'm going to be sweating a lot, just because this isn't very sweat resistant. But for any other occasion, for just like daily use, this is perfect. This is the First Aid Beauty KP Bump Eraser Body Scrub. And this has 10% of AHA coming from lactic acid. And I really enjoyed this. And I actually have another one ready to go for my shower soon. I really like this one. This is a combination of the chemical exfoliation from the lactic acid and the physical exfoliation from the like little scrubbies. It's more like the kind of like sandy pumice type of physical exfoliation, and I really like that combination. I like some chemical exfoliation because I do get congested and I can break out on my back, and I do actually get clogged pores on my back too, so that little like physical exfoliation can kind of help break up some of like the grits, you know what I mean? And it also helps with the buildup of dead skin cells on the top layer of my skin too, because I do have very dry body skin, and those like the dead body skin cells can like they shed really fast and they can build up really fast on the body. So I find something like this to be really effective for knees, for elbows, for, you know, tops of the arms, because I can get like little bumps and little breakouts there, for the back, for like the backs of your legs and stuff. Like, it's really, really great. It's fragrance free. It gives you that nice, like deep exfoliating feel without any irritation. Another empty of the Oshima Tsubaki oil. You know, I like to use this for my hair when I get out of the shower or the bath. Like, I kind of let my hair like towel dry, air dry a little bit, and then I'll put this on my hair. And that's really like the only hair treatment outside of like a deep conditioning mask or something. It's really like the only hair treatment that I use. And this just keeps my hair so stinking healthy, so strong, so resistant to breakage and to split ends. Like, this is my hair care secret. And it's not really a secret because I'm always talking about it, right? I've been using this for many, many years. As soon as it starts to get empty, I order a new one. So, you know, don't fear. Like, I have my backup. It's already open. Oh, okay. I say it at the end of every Empties video, but that was a lot. You know, I mean, it was like a marathon reviewing video. I hope you really enjoyed it. I always have fun with empty videos because they're just like so satisfying. I love using products up. So I'm curious if you've used up anything and if it gave you that satisfying feeling. Let let me know in the comment box below. If you watched this whole video, you enjoyed it, but you have not hit subscribe, don't go yet. Just like hit that subscribe button for me real quick, because if you do that, that means that you're going to catch all my latest videos. I do release a lot of new skincare videos throughout the week, so maybe even turn on notifications so you don't have to wait for that to show up on your homepage. If it shows up on your homepage, just hit the notification bell, and then you're going to see when I'm uploading throughout the week, and you're going to get all that skincare goodness. So I hope you're healthy, happy, and safe. I can't wait to see you in the next video. I love you so much. Talk to you soon. Bye.